Yep, Jeb's not here, and we don't care. Oh, there he comes. Here he comes. He's coming. We wouldn't let Jeb miss the review. Yeah, he would, but that's okay.
Yeah, he would. He'd be like, Jeb doesn't need to talk about Star Wars. I'll talk about Star Wars for the next hour. Right?
Hey, I love this game. Oh, did I just tell what my review was going to be like?
All right, so I guess the first thing, did you like it? Do I like it? I like it. Up. Yeah. I mean, yeah, I like it. I don't play it nearly as much as I should, seeing as how Mickey loves the game, and that makes him sad because he doesn't get to play it much.
Well, it makes me really sad that I really don't have a group around here that plays. So I kept up with the game for a long time in terms of the Force packs and all the deluxe things and stuff like that. I've tapered off a little bit. I'm not quite as current just because don't have anybody that really plays. It's if you live in a place where you have a active LCG community, you're lucky because it's hard to find. And this really is, in my opinion, a great card game. And I guess before I get too much on a roll, I should let Jeb talk a little bit.
No, well, you could just go on for days. I enjoy it. LCG-wise, it does bring new aspects compared to other LCGs. Like Netrunner has the running and all that stuff. Lord of the Rings is just not even
co-op, but this is asymmetrical in a way. Kind of like, I mean, because the different objectives. Yeah, it plays very similar, so I wouldn't say it's totally asymmetrical like Netrunner, but both sides do have a different feel.
Right, and then Warhammer Quest, right? Or, no, Warhammer 40K.
40K.
Conquest.
Yeah,
that's
Conquest.
it. Yeah, that one involves like deploying and then sending to planets and stuff like that. So they all have their own unique things, and Star Wars sticks with that. It has another unique thing that you don't find in other LCGs. And it's actually really cool because you have to decide, do I want to commit people to the Force? Do I want them to attack? Do I want them to take out objectives? It's a lot of thinking. And
yeah, there's definitely a lot of strategy in the game. In terms of collectible card games, you know, it's a LCG, so it's not collectible. It's not blind, which you probably already know. But if you didn't watch our Netrunner one, what an LCG means is that everything that everybody buys is exactly the same. There's nothing like Pokemon or Magic where you're buying random packs and it's luck of the draw. Everybody is on the. If you buy a pack, you're on the same playing field as everybody else. When you buy a Forest pack, the rules of this game are in deck building. It's or not. In this game, it's a little bit different, but you can have up to 2 of the same objectives. So when you buy a Force pack, it has 2 of all the objectives. Of course, with the exception of things that have been errated. Speaking of that, is one of the things that I really think is cool about this game. No other deck builder does the way you build a deck like with this one.
The little sets,
I mean, everything else is. I mean, Netrunner has its uniqueness and things like that, but that's more of what you can bring in from the outside. You're still limited to 3 cards, and here's your minimum deck size. You're building based off of a group. So if you see a card in another objective set that you want in, you have to take that whole objective set. So it can make it either really, however you look at it, can make it either really difficult to get the right combination or really easy because it's like, oh, I got 10, I'm ready to go.
Yeah, because like in most of the games I play, I'm so used to just, oh, I like this card, so I want to pull that in and take 3 of them because they're so good. But I've never actually built a Star Wars deck aside from the base thing. But I could see that where it's like, I really like this one card and I want it in my deck, but then I got to take these 4 crappy cards and they're stuck in there too. So that's an interesting compromise.
It really is it's totally unique to this game. You know, and I like the, you know, you're fighting after the objectives. I like the commitment to the Force part of it. I like the feel of, you know, the light side is up against the clock. The Death Star is being built, and when it gets to 12, it's a functional unit. There are cards in the game that if Luke's lightsaber is in the discard pile, he can pull it out like he's you know, like in the scene on Hoth when he's pulling it out of the snow. There's just, it goes on and on. It's very thematic. The artwork is spectacular on the cards.
That's a good one.
It's really awesome. If you're a Star Wars fan and you have friends, and you know, it's great for just casual play too. So I personally can't say enough things about it. I would play this thing all the time if I had a group in a reasonable distance to drive to. I could find something, but I don't want to drive an hour all the time to have to go play. But you know, when Jeb and I open a store, then I'll be able to play whenever I want.
Yep. Then you guys can come to the store and play our game. Play with us, I guess. So,
what else do you?
Who would not like it? I feel like the people against LCGs, or if you don't like Star Wars as a theme, I guess that's...
Yeah, I would say, I mean, like,
if you don't like
this
card
was
games,
if this, I mean, I know you like the game for the game. You're not huge on, you don't dislike Star Wars, but you're not huge on Star Wars. But if this same package was in Samurais or something, this game would go through the roof for you just because of the way the mechanics are, and then it would be, and then packed with the theme. So I think it gets heightened with the Star Wars theme, obviously, which is what they were going for. But universally, if you like card games and you want to try something different, I would say, you know, give this a crack, and then it goes up a level if you're a Star Wars geek.
And I mean, even if you don't feel like buying all the packs and stuff, just getting the core will give you a good feel of the game. And
definitely.
You get all 6 factions are in there.
All 6 factions are in there.
You're able to build any of those factions.
And then if you want to play multiplayer, you have to. I can't remember the name of the deluxe that has it.
I don't shoot.
I think it's the Shadows of something, but whatever. Shadows of the Empire, I think. Anyhow, that and the cards in there too. There's some of the objective sets can be used in singular play too, so it doesn't have to be used with multiplayer. But other than that, I'll try not to go on too long because you know I could go on for days on how much I like it, but there's just a lot of unique.
Just a quick question: because I know there's the 7 movies. How much does this game cover? Like, if you went current with the packs, is it only because it seems like this starts at 4, 5, and 6.
This just starts with the most of the original movies. Right. I know they've brought in some of the things from like there's a Thrawn pack if you've read Timothy Zahn's trilogy, so they do go outside the immediate universe a little bit and start adding things. They have not started adding the new movies yet.
Okay. I was just curious.
I mean, Fantasy Flight's doing that Destiny game that's starting right in with them, but they haven't incorporated the new movies into this yet.
Okay.
That I've seen. Like I said, I've been out for a couple Force packs, so I haven't seen any of the new stuff. But there's all kinds of cool stuff that happens throughout the game. I mean, they've introduced pilots and you know, the more creatures start coming out to play with, and you can go all kinds of different strategies in the game with, you know, just hammering the guy or a control and just like your other games. There's a lot of different strategies to win. I couldn't tell you what the exact meta is right on now, but that's not what Jeb and I are here for. Hopefully we taught you well enough that you can get up and playing. If you've ever tried to describe one of these things to your friend, it can go on a long time when you try to describe it. So hopefully we gave you enough of an overview that you get it. I think you would have gotten more if you'd watched the gameplay, because a lot of times in the gameplay parts of it, I know they're a little bit longer, but if we forgot anything, that's usually where we catch what we forgot, and we'll tell you if there's not a pop-up or something, then that's usually where we catch it in the gameplay.
And usually the gameplay, if we're not experts at it, we'll make mistakes.
Plus, in this case, you get to see me win.
Oh, you spoiled it for them. If they didn't watch
it. They skipped this part and went right to the rear.
Yeah.
So right there, you should watch it.
Alright, so the last thing I think we should talk about are the things that might be forgotten or overlooked while you're playing. I think the big one that I noticed that you were doing was the Death Star dial, because you forgot that like once or twice.
Yeah, I have I mean, I don't. I've played the game in a tournament setting a couple times before, and I don't usually tend to make those mistakes when my mind is I have to be official.
Right.
It's more like when I'm sitting with friends and I get involved in the game, what I'm going to do next. It's easy to forget. I feel like I turn on in tournament mode, so to speak, when it's official or whatever. But yeah, Jeb's right. It's really easy to forget this. This one's not as hard to forget because
he's pointing at the balance of the Force one.
The balance of the Force is not as hard to forget because you remember to look at that struggle at the end, and plus you want those things so bad you're always trying to pay attention to it. This is easy to forget, like you said, just because he finishes his turn and I'm ready to go. I'm ready to draw my cards and stuff like that, and really I should be starting my turn, do this.
Yeah. The committed to the Force is something that I always forget, that you put 2 focus tokens on.
Oh, that's right.
That's my biggest thing. That's actually in the gameplay. I never put anybody committed to the Force, and that helped because I always forget that stuff. So
that one I've played enough, so I don't usually forget that one. I will say that the other thing that's really easy to forget is the effects of your objective, which you saw me do a couple times. I thought Jeb had a good handle on his, and I think because they did so much death to me that he was always remembering them.
Yeah.
But mine were like extra good things for me, like the cycling of the cards. I got to put one on the bottom every single time. That means I can get rid of a dead card, and I got a chance for another one. And then the one that let me draw on his turn. One of the reasons that you saw me doing it after is the term reaction in this game is not an optional thing. There is a term that's called forced well, I guess it is optional in that case. Is it forced reaction or reaction? Anyways, the point is we don't play it enough, so I took the I took the card. That's why you saw me doing it, because we're out of practice on this. But there is a forced reaction, I think, and that's the one that's not optional. I think I said that backwards. But if I'm wrong, I'm sure your Star Wars people will put it in here, because
let us know.
What has it been like? I don't know. It's probably almost been a year since I got to play at a shop or regularly competitive. Well, I was never real competitive, but whatever. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed this, and I can't think of anything except
I can't either.
Well, I mean, for like people that wouldn't like it, other than if you just don't like card games.
Yeah, I was gonna say if you're all about boards.
Yeah, if you're all about boards, you're just not gonna. I mean, this isn't gonna change you. If you were looking for a card game that's a little bit different and you like Star Wars, try it.
Yeah,
that's about
it. Yeah, it's most games that have like whatever themes slapped on, like famous themes, are like
sometimes they're
garbage. They're garbage, but this one is actually a good game.
Yeah, it's it's a solid game. They didn't take the license and just abuse it.
Yeah,
and it's still going on, so that says something for it. I mean, we're years into it. I can't remember the release date, but anyways, so that's it. What do we got coming up?
Coming up should be the DC deck builder.
Okay, so we have another card game, but we're going to go deck builder, and we're going to go comic book theme on you this time.
Yep, and definitely let us know fan picks.
Fan picks? I don't know if we have any. Do we have any yet
Not
for this season?
Yeah, so that's looking like
Come
one of
on,
our
guys.
games.
We need some fan picks. If you want to make Jeb buy a new game, that'd be cool, because then I get to play it.
Oh, that hurts. Yeah, hurts the wallet, I guess.
Both of us, it is starting to get close to a lot of our Kickstarters should be starting to come in.
Yeah.
So hopefully we might have some
episodes.
bonus episodes of games that you haven't played. Kind of like Space Dandy or what, stuff that's hot. And maybe we have some obscure ones that Dice Tower or Rodney didn't get a hold of early.
Yeah.
We're little guys. We don't get stuff early. We got Nomi.
Yeah, we did get Nomi.
We did Nomi.
And they succeeded, so.
And that should be coming in, but we already did a review on it.
Yeah.
So anyways.
Yep. Subscribe, leave comments, what is it? The word I'm looking for.
I got nothing.
All right. Let us know if there's any games you want to play. That's suggestions. That is the word. Yeah, suggestions.
All right.
And until then, we'll see you next time.
Cheers.
Boards and Booze, Booze and Boards, with Mickey and Jeb.